the rescues over, the film is over. So we had that fear because Savapathu was the one kadavul. So that was the meta for the film that I chose.
Who casted you for this?
ഭയങ്കര സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്.
So I think that limitation is our superpower.
So warm welcome to all of you, the Manjummel Boys. It's an absolute pleasure to have all of you here because it's almost like life coming a full circle for me because as told a few of my friends here, I saw Guna in Devi Paradise when it was released in the Diwali weekend, and by a strange coincidence I saw Manjummel Boys at Devi Paradise because I didn't get tickets in other theatres I was trying near home, and it was an incredible theatrical experience. I just want to start with Chidambaram. You can call it Chidu, right?
Yeah.
In the interview with Manish, I think Q Studio, you said the one line was probably the easiest. Subhash Kuril Vino. Subhash Kuril Vindache. And then you got to write a screenplay. You got to make it very realistic because it's based on a true story, a real incident. At the same time, it can't become a documentary because then it becomes boring. It needs to have a cinematic element. And then you were obsessed with this Kanmani Anbodu from Guna. And your brother, Ganapati, in another interview, he's also a casting director. He said that you were so obsessed, you said that if you don't get the rights for the song, you may not make this film. Right? I just want to know how you went about writing the screenplay and also keeping Guna's song as an emotional hook and also choreographing that entire sequence. You know, it was choreographed to that particular song when it came to the rescue mission. Can you just talk us through that?
So first of all, thank you, the Hindu, for inviting us here, and it's a privilege to be in this building and one of the prestigious newspapers in the country. And thank you for that, first of all. So more than being obsessed with the song from Guna, the story needed it, and I think it was the best tool for the narrator to connect it with people. So the writing process was a bit tough, and I was I had it in my mind that I had to start this film with that song, and I knew that it would be a bit boring for people to see the very stressful thing, being claustrophobic, and rather than having a climatic score there, so I think it will be a bit of relief to hear the song. It's like calming your nerves down, so that's why I put it mainly there to avoid the fatigue that people will have while watching survival thriller. But and also the lines perfectly fell in place. So I think it was made for me 30 years ago.
Now talk us through the writing process. I mean, it was almost like a documentary for you, right? I mean, you met the original Manjummel Boys and you had individual one-on-one chats with them. And then you cast the entire crew. And you told your brother to cast the characters.
Yeah.
How did you go about that? And is it true that Srinath Vazi was the last in terms of Subhash? Or was he there in your
There
mind?
were a lot of combinations of cast, and we had lot of combinations, and because there was a lot of date issues because we had a long schedule.
Okay.
And and we went to a lot of people at the last minute. So it was kind of hard to find our Subhash, but finally we found our Subhash, and it was a great choice, and everything fell into place after Basi came. So yeah, finally we arrived at this set of boys, and while writing it, I did interviews, individual interviews of each person, and I gave the corresponding interview to the artist who is playing it, and they were in touch. So I interviewed them separately to get their very specific subjective viewpoint and what all did they go through, and it shouldn't overlap with and other people's narrative shouldn't influence it. So I took specific points from each person's perspective and laid it to arrive at the basic one line or the just plot line flag points to write.
Climax is one of those highlights, where there's the rescue mission on. എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും ഒരു പേടി തോന്നിയിരുന്നു, അതായത് അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം you still have them going back to the village. There's a recovery, there's post-trauma, you deal with it. And of course there's a significant portion of the mother coming back and meeting Sauben. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തോന്നിയിരുന്നു ഇത് ലാഗ് ആവുമോ അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു പേടി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു?
Of course, on the writing level also, we had that fear. The rescues over, the film is over, so we had that fear. But we anyway went and shot that. And also on editable also we thought but I was very sure, but there are lot of things, lot of speculations about like will the last reel work or should we need it.
Okay.
But if you let people go soon after the rescue, people like I think there should be a landing, like a soft landing for people to go out of the theater. Yeah, so because it was like such a high experience, so I think you need to calm your nerves before you get out.
Okay. Now there's this the God question in your film. Endana Machane Devo. Srinivasa asks Kalidika. And it's also a kind of an attribute that pops up in a lot of Kamal Haasan films. Ande Shivam or Thamodharan. I think in one of the movies he says a dialogue, Kadavul illan solla, but irundha nalla irukum. So, I mean, can you just get to that? Why do you have that particular segment? Endana Machane Devo.
More than Kamal Sir movie's influence, when I first spoke to Subhash, I understood that this story is about an atheist becoming God, not a believer. He is becoming directly God.
Okay.
Because Savapathu Vandavan Kadavul. So that was the meta for the film that I chose, like from the first interview with Subhash. So then I will make the story around it, not like write the screenplay around it. So, and Ettadu Machane Devam, yeah, we had to have that line because I want to portray Saubin as a God, like a light of the ray of hope, like coming from above. And yeah, and it happened to be a lot of Kamal Sir's films also. Yes, of course, it is influenced by that. So there are like two things. Like first is real life journey from him being an atheist to a god. Then he's like now goes to temples and everything, probably. But I'm not saying like you should like follow in a religion or like believe in God or something. It's totally up to you. God is very subjective, and I think we all are like everyone is.
So in terms of casting, I mean, you had a wonderful cast here, and you had a bunch of Tamil actors.
Yeah.
We just say a few words about them. I mean, the way they went about it. The second half was driven by the Manjummel Boys and the bunch of Tamil actors.
Yeah, so of course, like even though we watch and follow a lot of Tamil movies, casting the right people because it's a huge industry and like it's alien to us also. So we had to come to Chennai, spend a lot of days here, and a lot of friends helped us. Ramachandran actors, he acted as the guide.
Yeah.
So yeah, so to find like the right talent, like who shouldn't be like too known and who are like also great actors and in a foreign industry, like I mean foreign means like which is not ours. Like, so we know a lot of talent there. So it was great. Like there are a lot of we got a lot of applications for the dance. So finally we weeded out these people and they were fantastic and they had the subtlety and and directing Tamil actors and Malayalam actors with two dialogue like in a scene where both Tamil and Malayalam comes, it's actually pretty convenient. The acting meter is a bit different for the both states. So balance, even I was also like it was finding out for myself for the first time, and so it was a big learning process how to direct Tamil actors and Malayalam actors in the same scene. Yeah, but it has to flow and it has to. Thankful that I got a great bunch of actors from here: Johan, Kumar, Vijaya, and Ramsey. And yeah, I think there are like a lot more actors in Chennai to be explored.
Tell me, is it easy or difficult to direct a director? Because you had Saubin, who's directed Parava. You had Lal Juni, who's made Driving License and Honeybee series. You had Kalidika, who did Ayuraga, Kerikan Vellam, and Unda and other movies. If you treat them as actors or they also give you inputs as directors? How does it work?
No, it's very easy to direct directors because they know what's going on and they know the value of time, what lens is there and like how to behave and how to like. So acting directors or former ADs, like to be specific, are like very easy and when they were like at shoot and they were just actors and like I just go and ask them only if I ask them like will this work and they will say like yeah, otherwise they are like actors all the time and they respect that thing also because they know they are also directors.
The other thing is, I mean, the movie had a lot of critical acclaim. It's made a lot of money at the box office. It's a blockbuster. And then you had this sour note where Jaya Mohan, the bilingual writer, wrote something critical about the movie. At the same time, you have a social media video that's gone viral where Srinath Basi, meets a pushcart vendor and she gives him a soft drink. And Basi is saying, "Enna gifta, enaka, edukku," and then she's very shyly says, "Neenga romba nalla nadichirkeenga." And then he puts a social media post says that it says that this is bigger than the Oscar for him. So how do you juxtapose both these elements?
Both, like I should, as a filmmaker, I should welcome both because film is out in the public and like it is, and people who like it or like there are a lot of people who doesn't like it, and And what I partially agree to what Mujamon Sara said. Like I don't have any objection of what he said, and I think so. Yeah, I think film is out there, so I think
Okay.
people it's out in the public domain. It is not mine anymore.
സലീം കുമാർ മോൻ്റെ സാറിന് ചന്തു ഭയങ്കര ക്വയറ്റായിരുന്നു സിനിമയിൽ പൊതുവെ ഭയങ്കര ക്വയറ്റായിരുന്നു. ഇവിടെ ഭയങ്കര ക്വയറ്റാണ്. ഭയങ്കര പ്രഷർ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഈ സിനിമയിൽ അഭിനയിക്കുമ്പോൾ.
ഇല്ല പ്രശ്നമൊന്നും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ഇല്ല ഒരിക്കലും ഇല്ല. കാരണം അതിലൊരു ചെറിയ പേടി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു എനിക്ക്. ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അത് നമ്മുടെ അസോസിയേറ്റ് ഡയറക്ടർ ഉണ്ട് ശ്രീരാഘേട്ടൻ, പുള്ളിയൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് പേടിപ്പിച്ചായിരുന്നു. ക്ലൈമാക്സ് നിന്റെ കയ്യിലാണ്, പാളി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിന്റെ പേരിൽ വരുള്ളൂ എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് പേടിപ്പിച്ചായിരുന്നു. അത് ആ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ.
മഞ്ജുമൽ ബോയ്സ് സെറ്റായി. വല്ല റാഗിങ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നോ?
ഇല്ല അങ്ങനെയല്ല. അത് 1 year മുമ്പ് തന്നെ നമ്മള് ഓൾറെഡി സെറ്റ് ആയിരുന്നു.
No, the thing is that Chandu had done 2 movies before this. Well, this is actually like a launch, no? But he actually already acted. So his father said, on both movies he acted as his childhood,
Okay.
Salimatan's childhood. So when he said like I have an independent role, he asked, who casted you for this? So Chandu is acting for the first time, like not as Salim Kumar.
Salim Kumar. So over to Srini.
Hi, it's been great having you here in the Hindu. A lot of us saw the movie in packed theatres in Chennai. Usually that's not the case with Malayalam films, right? So that's a welcome change and we all love it. So first, to start off with, how has the last few weeks been for the Manjummel Boys? The kind of reception that you've got from Tamil audiences. A, did you expect it? And B, how do you see this augur well for Malayalam cinema in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu?
First of all, we were not ready for this. It is overwhelming, and we'll be always grateful for the love we get from Tamil Nadu and Chennai. And I don't know, like, what is the question? I got lost.
Yeah, how does it augur well for Malayalam films in Chennai, in
I
Tamil
think it's
Nadu,
opening
in
up
terms of business?
In terms of business, of course, we need more business. We need more financial flow to make bigger movies in Malayalam. So I think it's gradually we will we also as an industry we also have to make bigger movies. So I think it will pave way and for new projects, and we are happy to be a part of it.
Right, Tamil audiences have fallen in love with Malayalam cinema, especially after the pandemic and the proliferation of OTT platforms and all that. I'd like to know how Kerala audiences generally view Tamil cinema in recent times.
It's been we have been celebrating Tamil cinema for
More than Malayalam cinema.
So of course, and I think it's only growing day by day, and we have always opened ourselves for new film. Telugu, Tamil. Telugu was very recent, which started doing box office numbers, but Tamil was always there.
Yeah.
And Ilayaraja said, and everything, Rowan, and through generations, Tamil was always looked upon as superior and greater movies that we can't make, that we get from Tamil, which is a very relatable culture and language for us. So Tamil was always a big part.
There was even a time when producers and distributors and they were alleging that Tamil movies are getting more screen space than Malayalam movies, and there was even a time like that. Even now, and there is a huge fan following for Vijaya sir, Rajni sir, Kamal sir in Kerala, irrespective of the region, everywhere. You must be knowing it. So we all grew up seeing all the Tamil movies, in fact. Yeah.
Speaking of OTT platforms, when can we expect Manjummel on OTT?
I don't know, not soon, I guess, because we are releasing. Still running. We shouldn't break the run. It will be a crime to do that. But we are releasing our Telugu and Hindi dubbed versions on 6th. Maybe we should also give some time for that, and then after I don't want it to be rooted anytime soon. It's my personal thing.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the cave set itself, a line from each of you in terms of how it was conceptualized and how difficult it was to pull off that kind of a set?
I think I will leave it to my production designer.
ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് മലയാളം ചിതു ആദ്യം എന്നോട് ഒരു ഗുണ കേവിനെ പറ്റി അല്ല, ഒരു ഗുഹയിൽ വീഴുന്ന ഒരാളിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടൊക്കെ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുഴിയിൽ വീണ് പോകുന്ന ഒരാളിനെ പറ്റി. അപ്പം എനിക്ക് കഥ കേൾക്കുമ്പോൾ ആദ്യം മനസ്സിലായില്ല ഇത് എന്ത് തരത്തിലുള്ളതാണ് കുഴി ഇതൊക്കെ. അപ്പം ഞങ്ങൾ ആദ്യം അന്ന് കൊടൈക്കനാലിൽ വെച്ചിട്ടൊക്കെയാണ് കാണുന്നത്. അവിടെ ലൊക്കേഷൻ കണ്ടു. പിന്നെയാണ് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത് കൊടൈക്കനാലിലെ ഗുണ കേവിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടാണ് ഈ ഇത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ ആളുകളും അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ നമ്മൾ അതുപോലെ മാച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന പല സ്ഥലങ്ങളും നോക്കാൻ ശ്രമിച്ചു നോക്കി. ഈ ഗുണ കേവിൻ്റെ പോലെ തോന്നുന്ന സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ. പക്ഷെ അത് ഒരു പ്രശ്നം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കുറേ ആളുകൾ ഇവിടുത്തെ ആളുകളുടെ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സ്ഥലമാണ്, ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട ഒരു ഇടമാണ് ഈ ഗുണ കേവ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ. എല്ലാ ആൾക്കാരും ഗുണ കേവിൽ പോകും, കാണും. അപ്പോൾ അത്രയും പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട ഒരു സ്ഥലമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് അതിൻ്റെ കോപ്പി നമ്മൾ വേറെ ഏതെങ്കിലും സ്ഥലം കാണിക്കുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടായിരിക്കും. അത് ഇതല്ല എന്ന് പറയും. അങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മളത് ഇത്രയും. പിന്നെ ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത്രയും 11 ആളിനെ പിന്നെ പ്ലസ് നമ്മുടെ എക്യുപ്മെൻ്റ് ഒക്കെ കൂടി ഡെയിലി ഒരു 30 ദിവസത്തോളം ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. പിന്നെ വളരെ അതിൽ ആ റിയൽ കുഴി ഇപ്പം അതിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ അന്ന് നമ്മൾ സിനിമയിൽ കാണിച്ചില്ലേ ഒരു നെറ്റിട്ട് അടയ്ക്കുന്നത്, അതിൻ്റെ മുകളിൽ ഒരു 10-16 വർഷങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ട് മണ്ണും ചെളിയൊക്കെ നിറഞ്ഞിട്ട് അത് എവിടെയാണ് കുഴിയെന്ന് പോലും അറിയാത്തൊരു ചുറ്റുവല്ല അത് ഇപ്പോൾ കിടന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങളിതിൻ്റെ താഴേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങി ഇതിൻ്റെ ലൊക്കേഷനൊക്കെ കണ്ട് ഇത് അത്രയും ഭീമാകാരമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഇതാണ്. ഒരു ഏകദേശം 80 feet ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഇതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് കണ്ടപ്പോൾ പിന്നെ പ്രശ്നം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത്രയും വലിയൊരു സ്പേസ് കണ്ടെത്തണം ഈ കേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. അങ്ങനെ കേരളത്തിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്പേസ് ഉണ്ട് ശരിക്കും. പിന്നെ ചെന്നൈയിൽ സ്റ്റുഡിയോയിൽ അപ്പോൾ ഈ 50 അടി 55 അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 60 അടി ഹൈറ്റുള്ള സ്പേസ് ഇവിടെ ഇല്ല. പിന്നെ അതുള്ള രാമോജി ഫിലിം സിറ്റിയിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും ആളുകളെ നമ്മൾ 2 മാസത്തെ സെറ്റ് വർക്ക് പ്ലസ് ഈ ആളുകളെല്ലാം ഷൂട്ടിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത് തന്നെ വളരെ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിന് ഇതായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അവിടെ കുറേ തെരച്ചിലിന് ശേഷം ഒരു പഴയ ഗോഡൗൺ കണ്ടെത്തുക, ഒരു കൺവെൻഷൻ സെൻ്ററിന് വേണ്ടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് അത് പാതി വർക്കായിട്ട് ഇത്ത ഒരു സ്ഥലം നമ്മൾ ഗുണ കേവായിട്ട് മാറ്റി. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഹൈറ്റ് ഏകദേശം ഒരു 50 അടിയാണ് ഹൈറ്റ് പോകും. ഈ 50 അടി നമ്മളത് നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഡിസൈൻ അനുസരിച്ച് എവിടെ മഴ പെയ്താലും ഈ വെള്ളം കുഴിയിലേക്ക് വരുന്ന പോലെയാണ് നമ്മളത് ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. ടോട്ടൽ അത് എവിടെയൊക്കെ അതിൻ്റെ ലെവലിൽ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ഈ കുഴിയിലേക്ക് വെള്ളം, അതിനനുസരിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം ഇതാക്കി. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളതിൽ നമ്മൾ താഴെയാണ് ഗുണാക്കിയതെന്ന് ദീപക് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അവിടുന്ന് മുതൽ പിന്നെ കാണിക്കുന്നത് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് നമ്മുടെ ഈ സെറ്റാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ടെക്സ്ചർ നമ്മൾ കുറേ ഷെഡ്യൂളിൽ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ അവിടുത്തെ പാറകളെ പറ്റി സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്തിട്ട് ആ പാറകളുടെ മോൾഡ് എടുത്തിട്ടായിരുന്നു ഞങ്ങൾ കൊടൈക്കനാലിലെ പാറകളുടെ മോൾഡ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് വെച്ച് നമ്മൾ കൊച്ചിയിൽ കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ഏകദേശം 2 മാസം കൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മളത് കേവ് നമ്മൾ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. അതിൽ ആ വീണ് പോകുന്ന കുഴിയിൽ അത് ആ സെറ്റിൽ തന്നെ കുഴിച്ചതാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ താഴത്തേക്ക് പിന്നെ സോപ്പിന് ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോകുന്നത് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് 50 അടി 5 നിലയുടെ ഹൈറ്റുള്ള 3 കുഴികളായിട്ട് സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് സ്റ്റിച്ച് ചെയ്ത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് മാത്രം സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ആണ്. അത് അങ്ങനെ തരത്തിലാണ് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് അങ്ങനെ ലൈറ്റ് കുറവും അങ്ങനത്തെ രീതിയൊക്കെ നമ്മളതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഭയങ്കര ടെക്നിക്കലും ഭയങ്കര അപകടം പിടിച്ചതായിരുന്നു. അത് ഇത്ര ഹൈറ്റിലാണ് അവർ ലൂസ് അടിക്കുക എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത്. ഒരു 40 feet ഹൈറ്റിൽ നിന്നിട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് നമുക്ക് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അതിന് വെറും ഒരു കയറ് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ, ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലാണ് നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അവിടെ അപകടം പറ്റിയാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് രണ്ടാൾ ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് തെറ്റുപോയിട്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അത്രയും സെക്യൂരിറ്റി ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പോലും അപകടം ഉള്ള ഒരു തരത്തിൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത്. അത് നമ്മുടെ ഈ ഷൂട്ടിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ പോലും ഒരാൾക്ക് പോലും ചെറിയ ഒരു അപകടം പോലും ഇല്ലാതെ ഷൂട്ടിങ് തീർന്നു എന്നല്ലാണ് വളരെ കുറച്ച്. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ ഏകദേശം ഒരു 3 months അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതായത് 1 മാസത്തോളം സെറ്റ് വർക്ക് പിന്നെ 1 മാസം അത് ചില്ലറായിട്ടുള്ള ദിവസം ഈ 2 കുഴിയും പിന്നെ ഈ അവരെ റെസ്ക്യൂ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഭാഗം കൂടിയിട്ട് എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇതൊക്കെ വളരെ ഭംഗിയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കഴിക്കാൻ പറ്റിയ ചെയ്തിട്ട് നോക്കിയത്.
Kamal Hassan was recently here, sitting at the very place that you were sitting, and I spoke with him about filmmakers in Kerala and filmmakers in Chennai, and he had this to say. He said Malayalam filmmakers are edging past Tamil filmmakers because of their exposure to international films and a thriving film festival culture in Kerala. Chidambaram, can you talk about that particular statement that he made, which is exposure to international cinema and of course the thriving film festival culture in Kerala?
Films, I don't know, in this like day of internet, and I don't think it is so everyone can access it. And of course, film festivals like Trivandrum International Film Festival and everything plays a good role. And I think I'm a very young new filmmaker. I'm not the right person to tell about this, to speak about this. But I would say, as Malayali filmmakers, as writers, we don't dare write a big spectacle because we know that we won't have that budget. So he'll come back and like put more drama into the dialogues and the domestic interactions, and it will be small in a very confined space. So we when we write itself, we think about budget. So I think that limitation is our superpower to make driving content. Yeah.
10 years ago, probably before the release of Premam, right? Tamil and Telugu industries were very well known, and now, of course, Malayalam and and Kannada film industries have also upped their game in that sense. What do you think has changed from then to now, Chidambaram?
We have, of course, OTT and subtitles made the way for like a lot of Malayalam films to reach people around the country and or the world. And most of the content we create, even though it's rooted locally, it can be understood very globally. Like, so I think the concepts are basically universal. I think so.
Yeah, but we were always very proud of Malayalam movie from the childhood.
And I think it's a cycle also. Malayalam, Tamil, and now Oriya films are coming up. So it's a continuous cycle of industries coming up. And Bengali films will come back again.
There has always been a give and take from for contents. Like Tamil movies have been remade to Malayalam, Hindi, and Malayalam to Hindi, vice versa. So we were not sectarian in that sense. Like none of the Malayali audience were actually sectarian. Because in my childhood, I started watching Doordarshan and Hindi movies first, before I watched Malayalam movie. Because Doordarshan Malayalam started after Doordarshan Hindi. So I started watching Hindi movies first, then I started watching Malayalam movies in TV. So we always had this thing. And film festival, I never been to a film festival so far, so I don't know about it.
I was actually curious to know who's actually the best at tug of war.
Chidambaram.
And you can't pick the best out of them. It's a collective effort. But they were equally bad. I can assure you that.
There was an Easter egg in the film. In the first frame, the original Manjummel Boys are the other side. Yeah, that's an Easter egg, right?
Yeah. And they win, and I want them to win. Yeah.
They are professional. What do you say? Kambavalikar Malayalam. Yeah, Vadambali. They are professionals, and we had to do this with them, and they had no mercy, and he didn't have neither. So it was very tough. Like all other boys, except me, had a training session for this, and I skipped. Chandu fainted in that training session.
So even when we were filming the rescue scene, we had a counterweight of 500 kilos, I think. For them, they were actually pulling the weight. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. So apparently there were previous attempts to make this Manjummel Boys. I mean, not in the same name, but the story they wanted to narrate it. But several other crew took the concept, but they couldn't proceed. What gave you the confidence that this will be successful?
See, I should be thankful for my production. My producer Saubin, he's also a filmmaker and actor, so he believed in the project. And the previous filmmakers who tried doing this, that was 10 years ago, and Malayalam films didn't have this much budget like we have right now. So I think we were at the right time to go and attempt it, and my production was also a bit crazy, and so we went for it.
And in the movie, there's one character, the friend. I think it's him who looked very dazed, and then he's taken away while doing the rescue operation.
Yeah.
But somehow his face gives us a resemblance to Kamal Hassan's, old Guna kind of a thing. Was it deliberate or,
Guna would pay.
In the scene where Subhash is first comes into contact with him, you show him as if he's slightly possessed. He says Ni Yarani. He speaks in Tamil and not in Malayalam. But after that, you don't continue that theme. I thought you'll show that he's rather possessed and as if the spirits in the cave.
It was not more of a possessed thing. So basically, he had a big head trauma, and he's for real Subhash, when he woke up, he forgot that he came to Kodaikanal. He forgot up the whole tour, and his mind opened in his childhood. So, and it was extremely painful for him, and it was more than a person, it was a primal instinct of survival that he displayed there. Yeah. So that's why I didn't continue also. If I continue also, it will take a long time to go up.
My question is for Chandu. Throughout the movie, everybody is like, Yalanda Jayana. And our last scene, you were the one who gets the first clap in the audience. How do you feel about it?
ഭയങ്കര സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്.
അല്ല അത് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്തോ?
അല്ല എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു അത്. എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു.
Yeah, so this is about something I've found common in both your films, like Janeman and Manjummel Boys. So in Janeman, we get introduced this guy Johan through that song Manjil Virinja Pooye, and that song is from the film Manjil Virinja Pookal. No? So that song in that original film, it's a melancholical song, but its context is entirely different. So you have used that same song to introduce to the psyche of this guy Joymon, who's like alienated in Canada, and also the word manja, it means snow, and he is surrounded by snow, right? So again in this film you have used another song in a very different context. Like you have again subverted the song Kanmani Anbodu Kaadalan, and you have subverted the idea of love in the film. So can you say that it's like this Chidambaram signature that you leave? Okay. I mean, it's interesting, right? You have subverted two songs in like an entirely different way in two of your two films. So, I mean, I found it really interesting.
In Janeman,
if you could do it again,
it was not part of the
it'd
script.
be nice.
So I edited the movie. Then I look at like he looks like a Manjil oru poo madri. Oh, then there is this song, no, Manjil Virinja Pooye. Let's put that. Oh, that was a decision like that. But in this movie, it was from the inception of the movie. I asked my production to get the rights of the song. So that was accident. This was very deliberate. Yeah, it blended soul because always the lyrics falls in place, and yeah. Documentary we are still working on it. I think it will be only released after the OTT release. Yeah.
One of the reasons why the film also landed for all of us was how convincing the whole cast was as a friends group. They were so convincing and just behaved and acted, and it came through on screen that, all of them had known each other for years and they'd been friends. So did the cast actually get along that well?
Too well, and it's like I have to remind them it's a shoot. Like chill, it's a shoot. And
He said, shoot is over, you go home.
I answered like,
It's over, go home.
so we all had FOMO after pack up, and like we call away, where are you, like, and we just get together.
Do you have any WhatsApp group?
Yeah, we have a WhatsApp group, of course.
No, never.
Of course, I am the 12th Manjummel Boys, so it's
So there are also other casts in Manjummel Boys, actually. Yeah. We have to mention them also. A lot of other people acted in Manjummel Boys, including mothers, fathers.
Srinivasa Bazi's mom. She's brilliant.
Fathers, friends, and everybody has their own role to this thing. But the 11th boys are playing on ground.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And he had really, I don't know, I have to say this because, including the DOP, Shikha, to actually capture this 11 boy in a frame.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a challenge actually.
Yes.
If you know anything about the filmography, you should know about it.
yeah, you try to take a picture there. Right? It is hard to compose 11 people. So
All the flex boards in Kerala, you see all the publicity posters we had, and also the still photographer Rohit Suresh makes a comment on this because framed everyone in it. So imagine if I see a Manjummel Boy flex where I am not. How would I?
you'll be very furious.
But that never happened in Manjummel Boys movie or in the obviously. So that's commendable job. These people.
ആ മരം സെറ്റായിരുന്നു, നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഇരിക്കുന്നില്ല മരം.
യെസ്
ശരി.
അത് ഒരു ചെറിയ മരമായിരുന്നു. അത് ഒറിജിനൽ മഞ്ജുമ്മൽ ബോയ്സ് പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് അത് അവർ ഇരുന്ന് എടുത്തുള്ള ഒരു ഫോട്ടോ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ആ മരം ശരിക്കും അവിടെ ഇല്ല ഇപ്പോ.
ശരി.
അപ്പൊ അതിന് പകരമായിട്ട് നമ്മള് ഒരു ചെറിയൊരു മരമായിരുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ ഈ 10 പേർക്ക് 11 പേർക്ക് കയറി നിൽക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന തരത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ അതിന്റെ ചില്ലകളൊക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ട് 2 മരങ്ങളും ഒപ്പം വെച്ച് അതിന് ബാക്കി ഈ ആളുകളിൽ നമ്മൾ എവിടെയൊക്കെ സ്പേസ് ചെയ്യണം എന്ന് വെച്ച് അതിന് ചില്ലകളൊക്കെ വെൽഡ് ചെയ്ത് അതിന് മരത്തിന്റെ സ്കിന്ന് ഫൈബറിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മളതാണ് ചെയ്തത്.
ആരും വീണിട്ടില്ല?
ആരും വീഴില്ല. അത് നമ്മൾ അത്രയും
That's the first time he did an action sequence.
Where did you find this maram? We had to convince it's not a real.
Any more questions? Gauri.
On that same note, I wanted to know what kind of, especially when you guys get together, on the same note, taking off from Purvaja's question, I'm sure there must have been some incidents and memories that you have created over the course of the filming. Is there anything specific that you could tell us?
When we get together, what do I tell you? It's circus, absolute. It's absolute. Yes. It will come in the documentary, hopefully. We have fun, that's all. I mean, I think it's very important for the film also, for the flavor of the film, that we all get along. And so, like 10 points to Ganapati. He casted all of us. Yeah, he's not here, so he. In the pre-production time, so his apartment, there used to be a board where the real boys' photos are there, and respectively the cast. So one day I go, I see one cast is done, 2 cast is done. So we are all waiting when our photo will come there. So Arun Kurian's photo came last. So he get along very well.
One more question, sorry. I would like to know what kind of reference in terms of your interactions with the real Manjummel Boys. Have there been, like, what kind of conversations were happening right from the beginning? Was there like regular interactions between the cast and the Manjummel Boys and so on? What was the process like?
Of course, they are all like connected with the real boys, and they are just like us only, and they are also very chill and like, I don't know, it's always a party when we all meet. So partying with them was a thing, no? To get to know them more, and they are always in the loop, and we always consult them what happened in this situation, how did he feel. So we had like we went in very personal inside the space, and they were very open to us, and they trusted in us. And I got to watch the movie with Subhash for the premiere, and I was holding his hands when the whole. So yeah, I think they were like. And they came to the set, and we took them to Goda Caves, and they went to Goda Caves after 15, 17 years. So it was a totally emotional thing for them also. And yeah, I think, and now also we are very close, and they go for most of the time, and we are also close with their families.
Does the WhatsApp group include them too?
So that will be chaos. So
yeah, hi. So, for some of us looking from the outside, there are really tall inspirations from Malayalam film industry. We start with Adur, and then the list goes on and on. Who are your inspirations from the Malayalam industry?
KG George, Aravindan, of course, Adur, TV Chandran, a lot of Marathon, there are a lot of people. Yeah, I think it's starting from this peak. Yeah.
Any modern day?
Modern day, I think a lot of my colleagues are like excellent filmmakers. Dinesh Pothan, Mahesh Narayan, and Rahul Sadashivan, who made Bravayuga very recently. There are only brilliant filmmakers like around me at the time also.
Yeah, so why don't you also tell us what are the movies that you've enjoyed lately?
Lately, I saw Bravayuga. I couldn't watch Prayamanu yet. I saw Bravayugam, and it is a fantastic work. And I just spoke to Rahul today morning, and it is a brilliant work.
Malayalam cinema had very two distinct streams, art films and commercial, and some, but do you think that gap has bridged in recent years?
There were like 2 people who brilliantly bridged it. That is Bharathan sir and Patwarajan sir. And after a long time, Lassi sir has to like bridge it through Kaicha, and he started bridging it, and then it was like never 2 different worlds. I know it was 2 different worlds, and because my father was TV Chandran's associate director, so they were like in another world, and the commercial films were in another world. So now it perfectly like closed.
Is there a renaissance in Malabar in terms of, you have this Travancore lobby, you have the Cochin lobby in terms of... അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ പയ്യന്നൂര് അനിയൻ പയ്യന്നൂര്, പിന്നെ ബേസിലിസ് ഫ്രം വയനാട്, പിന്നെ ഒരുപാട് കാസർഗോഡ് പടങ്ങൾ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. Is there a kind of ഒരു genre?
Resurgence, I don't know, like more subjects from the Malabar is finding its way into the screens these days.
Okay.
So it's from Travancore, so it's from like a lot of region, like so people are, rather than making a film about Kochi and in and around Kochi or Trivandrum, people are going back to their villages and to find the story. So when they go, because they take the flavor, the accent, the way of life, the food, everything. So I think a lot of things from Kasaragod, a lot of things are like, a lot of Kasaragod is being seen in the movies, and people are like, so I think that is happening. And I think in Tamil also, like a lot of from the pockets stories, Pariyerum Perumal is from a pocket, and a lot of films coming from pockets also. It gives a new flavor and things to the movie.
I heard Vada Chennai speaks a different dialect of Tamil than other Tamil movies. So, like any industry has that, Parathuras, Madurai, and so, Malayalam, I must say, I don't know whether it will be a statement for a person like me to make, but see, there was a movie Venu Nagavali directed, Ayoto.
Yes.
So the movie was placed in Calicut. All the characters are Calicut auto drivers, but they were all speaking in Trivandrum accent. So that time, people didn't care about it because they love the actors. Whatever they speak, wherever they speak, they just need to see them. But now, when you make a movie like in Calicut and that person is not speaking Calicut accent properly. That question now comes from the audience. So I think that change is there when people are becoming more local. They are very careful about it. Like everything is very perfect in that way. So filmmakers are now like him. Everybody is very particular about what they are making, what the outcome is. So for us, for actors, it's very difficult to catch up accent. Until and unless you are Mamuga, to catch any accent, it's very difficult.
So, Tamil padam cheyan pathadi undo. I mean, there's circulation with Dhanush, meeting Vikram.
Of course, who would say no to doing a Tamil film with all these people? Of course, if there is a chance and if there is a window, of course, I will try doing a Tamil.
Yeah, no, just to share, you made a very true to life film, but it's an irony that many of us, including myself, was not aware of this rescue operation in Tamil Nadu itself. So after watching the movie, we dug our archives. And I found that in Tamil Nadu, this incident was not reported widely. But then 3 months later, they had a press conference. The real Manjummel Boys had a press conference in Kochi. So that was the base, So that's when we realized, and then we took from that, and then we did a report subsequently. So.
But it was actually reported in Tamil media first, before it was reported.
Yeah, 1 or 2 Tamil media had reported, but surprisingly...
It came in dailies around Kodai, Palani area, Dindigal. That day, local dailies, it was...
So it was not a 24/7 era then?
No, it was not.
TV channels.
Channel pe charcha nahi tha.
Yeah, my question is to you. So now that you're one of the most noted directors in the other industries as well, so how's the pressure, first of all? And secondly, what's like your future project? Are you in that mind space to plan that, or like what's your plan now?
Pressure, I don't think there is like a lot of pressure. The pressure is for me to wake up and take calls and perform. That's it. And not a big pressure to make another big movie. Like, that's it. And my future projects, like I'm just still working my head around it, and still Manjummel Boys is running, so it will take some time for me to settle down.
So last time when Kamalasan sir came here, we requested him to sing this Kanmani Anbodu. Ningalo kondu paadam.
Apparently he didn't bring any singers today.
Korpilla. Ningal thodangya madi ellarum paadam.
Oh no.
Ade.
பொன்மணி உன் வீட்டில் சௌக்கியமா நான் இங்கு சௌக்கியமே
எண்ணி பார்க்கையில் கவிதை கொட்டது அது எழுத நினைக்கையில் வார்த்தை முட்டது ஓஹோ கண்மணி அன்போடு காதலன் நான் எழுதும் கடிதமே
very happy. It's very delighting that this song, after 30 years, it's been sung so frequently and often. And thanks to Raja sir, thanks to Kamal sir, everyone, like when he did this idea into then we had this spot editing. When we saw it, at that time we cried first. That's why we didn't cry in the theater. But that placement of that song was so perfect and apt. And okay, very nice. Thank you. Good.
Thank you.